Hi everybody! I want to congratulate those who already accepted their job offers and are now super excited for the next chapter in their lives. You did great, especially that nowadays the competition is really tight and that most visa sponsors and employers have raised their standards on qualifying teachers. Now you must make sure to get that visa approved. This is going to be long, but I promise you that this is everything you need to know about the J1 visa application process and how to get approved. In today's video, I'm going over first a quick review of the J1 visa application process. Second, 3 things to work on to increase your chances of getting your J1 visa approved. Third, what to prepare for your interview at the embassy. Fourth, commonly asked questions during a J1 visa interview. Fifth, 10 tips in answering interview questions confidently. And finally, number 6, I'll give you some additional information about the whole process. That's a lot, right? That's why I'm saying that this video is all you need to watch as regards J1 visa application process and how to increase your chances of getting your application approved. So stick around and share this to your friends who might benefit from this video too. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. I also have a Facebook page where you could chat with me and you can join me on my Facebook Live if you have questions for me, and I will try my best to really answer you real time. So make sure to like and follow my page as well. This video is not for how to get a job or how to find a sponsor. I have made videos about them already, so you can go ahead and check those out as well. Links are below. So again, for this video, I am assuming that you have already gone through the process of finding a sponsor, getting an employment up to signing your employment contract. Alright, so let's begin. Let's go over the J1 visa application process real quick. Before your interview, you will have already completed the following steps of the J1 visa application process. First, you have found a sponsor. You have been accepted into an exchange visitor program. You had your information entered into the Student and Exchange Visitor Information System or SEVIS and checked with your sponsor to see if you need to pay the SEVIS I-901 fee. Obtained Form DS 2019, that's a certificate of eligibility for exchange visitor or J1 status from your sponsor, and you already have completed Form DS 160, the online application for your J1 visa, and uploaded the required photo with your application. Once you have completed the above steps, you are ready to schedule your interview. Alright, so now let's talk about the 3 things you must work on to make sure to get your visa application approved. First, English language proficiency. One of the government eligibility requirements of the J1 visa is English language proficiency. All J1 applicants must prove sufficient knowledge of English before applying, regardless of which program category they are applying for. Many J1 program sponsors also screen potential applicants for English proficiency, so it is very important to keep this in mind during the early stages of the process. English proficiency is one of the things I covered in the video I created for how to get hired fast. If you have not seen that video yet, I have the link in the description below so you can watch it later. I have tips there on how to brush up on your English language skills. The initial interviews that you will have with your visa sponsors really would be to check on your English language proficiency while also getting to know you better and confirming the information you gave in your documents. For J1 visa, TOEFL, IELTS certifications are not required, so really you want to make sure that you ace your interviews. I have a video on interview tips, so check that out as well. Second, financial standing. Proving that you can financially support yourself during your stay in the US is another way to increase your chances of J1 visa approval. As part of the application and visa interview, the US government will check to see if you have the means to pay for your program and meet any additional financial obligations while you are in the US. To prepare a strong application, applicants should gather a variety of supporting documents that accurately demonstrate their financial situation. Bank statements, letters from a program sponsor, and financial aid documents are just some examples of strong financial evidence on a J1 application. Most visa sponsors would require you to turn in your bank statement for the last 3 to 6 months. You will also be required to continuously update this bank statement. For the show money, you need to have at least $2,500 in your bank account. Despite what the name suggests, show money is not just for show. It should be for real in your own bank account, and it should be yours. It's not like you show it to them one day and then you withdraw it in the next. Remember that they will ask you to update your bank statement, so the money has to stay in your account. You can add more to it, but do not withdraw from it. This is proof that you have funds that you can access anytime. That is why I always say that it is important to prepare financially for this, so you do not rely on loans that for sure have high interest rates. Third, home ties. The J-1 is a non-immigrant visa, meaning that J-1 visa holders can only visit the U.S. temporarily, and they must leave the country when their visa is set to expire. J-1 visas are issued for work and study-based exchange visitor programs, with the caveat that the visa holder will return to their home country after the program is complete. Just so it is clear, the J-1 visa is for 3 years only. It doesn't matter who your visa sponsor is. The Form DS-2019, or Certificate of Eligibility for Exchange Visitor or J-1 status, is the basic document used in the administration of the Exchange Visitor Program. DS-2019 also expires with the visa, but it can be extended for 2 more years, allowing the program participant to continue to work in the U.S. even with an expired visa. Alright, so to satisfy the non-immigrant intent requirement of the visa, J-1 applicants must prove to the U.S. government that they have good reason to return to their home country after completing their program. During the visa interview, government officers will try to determine whether an applicant has strong ties to their home country, having career prospects, educational goals, family members to care for, or owning property back home can all be used as proof of your intent to return home. What to prepare for your interview at the embassy. You will need to gather several documents you must bring with you to the interview. Getting these documents together and choosing an appropriate outfit for your interview will help you feel confident and organized. Next, think about the questions you will most likely be answering at your visa application interview and practice providing the answers with a friend or family member. This may feel a little awkward to do, but thinking about the questions and answers ahead of time will help keep you from being caught off guard during the actual interview. Finally, make any travel arrangements you will need to get to the U.S. Embassy or consulate on time for your interview. This is especially so when you are coming from the province, for instance. Remember to take traffic into account and give yourself enough time so that you won't be rushed. Taking care of these details will make you more relaxed, allowing you to focus on completing your interview and making a good impression with your interviewer. Now, here are the documents that you should have. Even though you may not be asked for all of them during the actual interview, you are required to bring the following documents with you. Passport. Remember that your passport must be valid for at least 6 months beyond the date that you plan to leave the United States. Next, Form DS-160 confirmation page. This shows that you submitted the non-immigrant visa application online. Third, application fee payment receipt. If you were required to pay the visa application processing fee before your interview, you must bring the receipt to confirm it was paid. Fourth, photo. Bring a copy of the same photo you uploaded with the online form DS-160 visa application. While you must do this, if your photo uploaded failed for some reason, it's a good idea to bring an extra copy to the interview with you. Fifth, Certificate of Eligibility for Exchange Visitor Status, or that's the Form DS-2019. This is the form your sponsor should provide you after entering your information into the CVIS database. Because this form contains details about your exchange program, your interviewer may ask you questions based on what it says. It's a good idea to get very familiar with the information on this form since it's likely to come up in your interview. The following documents aren't necessarily required for the interview, but it can be very helpful to have them on hand for answering certain types of questions that are likely to be asked. First, visa appointment confirmation. When you schedule your visa interview, make sure that they send you an appointment confirmation letter that you can print and bring with you. Though it's not required, it can be handy in the event of any scheduling misunderstandings. Second, bank statement or other financial documents. During your interview, you may be asked about your financial status. This is because the interviewer needs to make sure you will be able to pay the travel costs necessary to return to your home country after your program ends. You can bring copies of your latest bank statements or other financial documents that can serve as proof of financial resources, especially if you will be receiving funds from a guarantor. Third, transcript. It can be a good idea to bring an academic transcript or other documents demonstrating your interest or expertise in that area. Here are the commonly asked questions during a J1 visa interview. You may receive the following questions during your interview. When reviewing the listed questions, keep in mind that these are just examples. However, the categories represented below are some of the most common topics that come up during a J1 visa interview. Education. People who apply for J1 exchange programs come from all different types of educational backgrounds. The interviewer may ask about your educational background to see if it makes sense why you are applying to participate in the program as a teacher. Here are a couple of questions. What university did you attend? What was your major? What is your highest educational attainment? Financial. The interviewer may ask financial questions to make sure that you will be able to pay for all of your travel costs while you are in the US. You may want to bring information about your ability to pay or to show that someone else will cover these costs for. What is your current profession? Do you have other sources of income besides your employment? Do you have a copy of your bank statement? Family. Keep in mind that the J1 is a non-immigrant visa. The interviewer may ask questions about your family and personal relationships to verify that you have plans to return to your home country after your program. Here are some questions. Do you have any relatives in the United States? Do you know anyone in the US? Do you plan to take your family with you? Employment. Questions about your job may help the interviewer better understand the purpose of your travel and your plans after you return from your exchange program. Here are some questions. Where do you work? Do you plan to return to your job after exchange program? Why did you leave your last job? What are your employment goals a few years from now? The exchange program. These are a few other common questions that help the interviewer understand the reasons why you hope to participate in the program and whether you understand what you are signing up for. What are your plans if you receive the visa? What if you are rejected? Which state are you going to and what kind of job will you do there? What is your salary? Where are you staying when you arrive in the US? What is the name of your visa sponsor? Do you understand the 2-year home residency requirement of your visa? Here are 10 tips to answer J1 visa interview questions confidently. Number 1, practice. Prepare answers to the commonly asked visa questions I have mentioned earlier and set up a mock interview with a friend or family member. If practicing by yourself, you can write down the questions in flashcards and use your mobile phone to audio record yourself asking and answering the questions. Then play it back and listen to know which answers can be improved. Avoid memorizing your answer, as it's best to speak naturally during the actual interview. Some of the question topics are rather personal, which can make interviewees feel self-conscious. Preparing your answers in advance will help you feel more relaxed and will prevent you from stumbling over your answers during the interview. 2. Improve your English. Your interview will be conducted in English, so when you practice, make sure that you do so in that language. Go over your English answers with an English-speaking friend or family member to check the pronunciation of any tricky words. To improve your English listening comprehension skills, listen to music or watch television shows or movies in English. You can also look for podcasts and videos for learning English online. I highly recommend watching videos from English speeches. I have the link below. 3. make a good impression. While you cannot control every part of the application process, you can definitely control some of the things that can help create a good impression on the interviewer. Remember to be on time for your appointment, have all the proper documents, and dress properly. During the interview, remain calm, display a positive attitude, and make sure to give all your attention to the interview. Make sure that you are not distracted. Number 4, be organized. Organize the required and suggested supporting documents you need to bring in a folder or binder. Using expanding file folders with pockets and tiered tabs is highly recommended if you want to keep those files sorted and labeled so you can find the requested document quickly and easily instead of getting flustered. Number 5, be familiar with your program. During your interview, it's likely that you will be asked about the program you plan to complete. It's important for you to be able to explain the goals of participating in the program, what you plan to learn, and how it will help you in your future career in your home country. Number 6, indicate reasons you will return home. Because the J1 visa is a non-immigrant visa, your interviewer will need to make sure you plan to return home after your program. Be prepared to talk about a few things that demonstrate your intention to return, like future educational or career opportunities. Number 7, keep answers to the point. In an interview setting, there's no need to give long-winded answers. The officer interviewing you is probably trying to make the process quick and efficient. Answer questions directly, but don't feel the need to provide extra information unless you are asked. Do not volunteer information that you are not asked about. Number 8, be ready to discuss family. If you have a spouse or dependents, be prepared to discuss whether they will be going to the U.S. also with J2 visas or staying in your home country. If they're not going with you, make sure you can answer how they will be financially supported while you are gone. Number 9, have someone to accompany you to the embassy. You should plan to bring a friend or relative who is okay to do errands for you just in case. Also, please note that no electronic devices such as cell phone, headphones, memory sticks, camera, laptop, etc. can be brought inside the embassy. You need to leave them outside. There are people who will offer to watch over your gadgets for a fee, but it's better to just have someone you trust to take care of these while you are inside. You can just agree to meet again outside the embassy after a certain period of time. Number 10, be honest. Above all, make sure you are honest during your interview. Stretching the truth to try to give an answer you think the interviewer wants can backfire. Here are additional information that you must know. First, choosing the right outfit for your J1 visa interview. Consider your outfit choice for your J1 visa interview carefully. There is no formal dress code, but you want to choose attire that will make a good first impression on your interviewer. One good place to start is to think of what you would wear for a job interview in your field and go from there. Some applicants choose to wear formal attire such as a business suit. While a suit can present a professional image, it's not necessary, especially if it makes you feel uncomfortable. More casual business wear is also acceptable. It's more important to be sure your outfit is neat and fits you well. Now here are things to expect at your interview. When you get to the embassy or consulate, make sure to check in with the front desk staff to let them know you arrived. While you are waiting to be called for your interview, a staff member may quickly take your fingerprint scan. This is just part of the application process and not a cause for concern. Once it's your turn, a consular officer will perform your interview. During the interview, the officer's goal will be to determine whether you are qualified for an exchange visitor visa. The officer may also ask questions concerning the purpose of your travel, your intentions to return to your home country after the program, and your ability to pay all of your travel costs. How long will the J1 visa interview last? Interview lengths vary considerably. Your interview may be over in just a few minutes, or it can last longer depending on the questions and answers that come up in your interview. Once your interview concludes, you may be told if your visa is approved right away. However, some visa applications will require further administrative processing, meaning that you won't find out about the outcome of your visa application until a later date. So what will happen if your visa application got rejected? Well, you can reapply after 90 days. So it means you cannot reapply right away. And then you also have to go through the same process of getting an appointment, uploading documents, paying again. But if you do these things that I have suggested in this video, you will be increasing your chances of getting approved. And in most cases, because you already have a job offer, you're working with a reputable visa sponsor, your visa application should get approved unless you have turned in fraudulent documents. So make sure that everything that you turned in are authentic. Okay, this is definitely a long video, but I hope I covered everything you need to know about the J1 visa application process and how to increase your chance of getting approved. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!